ever wonder why women go to the ladies' room in groups and in pairs? That's because the ladies' room is where we feel safe enough to be vulnerable. It's where we go to offer support and guidance. In the ladies' room, we strategize and organize to take over the world.
Where do women go for honesty, strategy, guidance, and inspiration? Welcome to the Ladies' Room. I am Roxann Smithers, business attorney and host of the Ladies' Room. I'm originally from Akron, Ohio. I am a very proud Buckeye, and so I just have to say OHIO. Those in the know will know what that means. Born and raised in Akron, and have been living actually in Atlanta, Georgia area for the last 21 years. And I also did a stint of 7 years in New York, where I was an undergrad and a law student at Columbia University in the city of New York.
Organization together that we've worked with, and so they hired me contractually to run a project for a website to deploy. Right. So let's just say the team that was in place had been on the project for 10 months. Okay. My contract proposal was I would have it done in 90 days or less.
Wow.
And my fee was not cheap. So when the proposal went in, I already knew I had to come in playing the cleaner. To your point, right? Am I coming in with strategy and product and service and me? Because they want the energy.
Right.
Okay, right? They're buying into all of that.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, who am I going to go work with every day for the next 90 days?
You gotta play the game that feel a little bit unfair with Beauregard, right? Like, you know, sometimes you feel like you've got to do certain things. You've got to laugh at people's, jokes, and or you've got to drink on the weekends with them, become a drinking buddy, and it doesn't really feel so great.
You have to care about college football very oftentimes.
Yes. I cannot tell you how many times I just watched like 5 minutes of ESPN. I could go to the meeting the next day and talk about football.
Yes, right. You didn't tell us to dress up.
Right.
So things like that, I've learned to be a little more flexible because it's a different generation.
Yes.
They want to work remote. I'm like, no, I'm not working remote. You need to be right here in this office where I can see you. You had a renovation. I moved my office down. It's glass. I can look out and see everything. But we have a nice workflow. And when I look for people, I look to see if their personality is going to match with, first of all, the way we work.
Okay.
I'm excited about the impact that the Ladies' Room is going to be able to have on the community. I think, one, it's going to show some amazing examples of real women who are in these spaces, who are figuring it out, who are excelling and running businesses. Real women that are just like the women that are going to be viewing the show, and just like the men that are going to be viewing on the show and dipping into the Ladies' Room, because they're welcome to come to the Ladies' Room as well.
So, my father is an entrepreneur. He has an African art gallery. He's had nightclubs. He's had a bunch of things. My first taste of entrepreneurship, thanks, Mom, I got in trouble for smoking weed. And
This is the real deal.
Oh, this is the
It's the truth. It's the real tea. So I got in trouble when I was in high school for smoking, and my mom said, "Okay, you think you bad," and then shipped me off to my dad's house. Okay. And then my dad was like, he's very Nigerian, and he's like, "Well, you ain't gonna be here. You're gonna read the Bible, and you're gonna learn this entrepreneurship thing."
Okay.
That's the biggest thing, and it sounds so cliche and silly, but the reality is people will work you if you let them work you.
That's right.
Yes.
And you're the only one running in circles. They're not even thinking about it. They're like, "Oh,
Right.
Can you do some complimentary massages at this place? Can you do some coaching?" And you're doing all of this and you're passing out cards. These people are just coming to whatever event they're coming to. They're not even thinking about being your customer.
Yeah.
I've had enough because I found that I was trying to do things to appease and become that white man. And we will never be that white man. We're always Beauregard. will never be that. So I stopped trying to compare myself to that level and just turn it into, I always want to make sure it's Black excellence and be the best person that I am and be my authentic self, no matter who I'm around. So when it comes to like those conversations, I was actually having one today with one of my coworkers. We're working on a project, and of course it's Beauregard. And what do we talk about? Somehow we start talking about gardening, you know, and how he came from Kansas and had a small farm, and him and his family. Now he's, you know, taking that and doing it on his balcony. And so we ended up talking for like 15 minutes by accident on that one thing. And so now I'm realizing I don't have to come to the table and make amends based on the table they set. I can also bring what I have too,
Right.
and don't have to be ashamed of that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely.